What is up? You're listening to the first edition of the Pop Project with Steven Kaufman podcast. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. Right now it's a little bit rainy outside. So pretty much what we're going to be doing each week is we're going to be just discussing things that are happening in pop culture. Whether it's from the political scene, which won't be that much because I don't really know anything about politics, celebrities, that kind of stuff. So let's just get into it with the first topic of today, which is Miley Cyrus. Miley was not the highest paid actor on her show, Hannah Montana, when it aired on Disney. Which is very shocking because, well, she's the star. So if she's not the highest paid, I would hate to see what the other ones were paid. But she released an interview with Elle magazine for the October issue stating that she doesn't believe that she was the highest paid because she didn't know any better. Which is understandable because that was really her first big break. Miley wasn't really known to the world before she did that show. And then she also stated that, well, it's kind of a blessing in disguise because she enjoyed it. It also got her creative freedom to do whatever she wants because of the people her parents put with her. Which we all know that's bad because we all remember the album known as Miley Cyrus and Her Dead Pets. I'm pretty sure that album was written on multiple drug highs in a 5-week span that she decided to record herself as she was doing weed, acid, whatever Miley Cyrus does. Because that album was just one big mess. I felt like I needed to do drugs in order to be able to enjoy it. That's how a mess it was. But at least, though, she is getting a little bit better with herself. You know, she hasn't stuck her tongue out as much as she used to, and she kind of slightly stopped twerking. Which I think the whole twerking phase is down. But it's rather good that Miley stopped twerking, because I think her twerking is the reason why we haven't heard of Robin Thicke in a while. Because let's think about this for a moment. When was the last time you heard of Robin Thicke? The VMAs is the last time that it got massive headlines. In case you don't know, a couple years back, Miley and Robin Thicke performed together on the MTV Video Music Awards, which Miley twerked upon him while he was singing Blurred Lines and she was doing We Can't Stop, the infamous Beetlejuice costume, because he literally looked like Beetlejuice. And then he kind of just disappeared. So that's why I think Miley's butt sucked him into it when she was twerking, because her butt's an abyss. Things come in it, but don't leave. And that's a joke in itself, and I'm just going to stop right there and talk about the newest abyss of evil that Lifetime is starting to throw at us, which is the Britney Spears biopic. They released the pictures of the cast, well, it's just one cast, but they released the picture of Justin Timberlake's actor, and I don't know if they actually knew what Justin Timberlake looked like back in the early 2000s, late 90s, but it is nothing like the actor. So the hair, for one, looks like he got carpeting, shag carpeting, cut a chunk off of his floor, bleached it blonde, and stuck it on his head. The sweater and the gold chain looks like nothing he would have worn because he has a stylist. Obviously, this Justin Timberlake does not afford a stylist, which makes no sense because, hello, it's NSYNC in their heyday. I understand they were underpaid at a certain point, but I believe that was only the first album, which Britney and Justin dated, but by the time No Strings Attached came out, they could have afforded a better stylist, just saying. The sweater also looks like something that they got at Bill Cosby's closet, which I'm not going to touch that one with a 10-foot pole. But yeah, it just doesn't look like him. And they also announced the cast, and some of the actors and actresses don't look like the person that they're supposed to be. Like Britney Spears' actress, portrayer, person does not look like her at all. Kind of in the face, but it looks more not in the face. They could have done a better job, but I mean, again, looking at the Saved by the Bell movie and the train wreck known as the Full House movie, both were train wrecks. The movie just went boom to begin with, and it was just dumpster fire everywhere. But back to the biopic, they should have probably did a little bit better in casting, which, by the way, in casting news for this movie, Britney Spears' husband for 22 hours is in the movie. They actually have someone to portray him, which is pretty much bringing back his 15 minutes of fame. The guy did a bunch of interviews, blah, 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 why they did it, whatever. But is it really necessary to mention a 22-hour wedding in this detail where you reenact it? You could probably just do a clip of a news clip of it with the magazine covers and stuff like that, and just jump to Britney being upset or frustrated. I don't know what Britney was doing that time. This was before she shaved her head and started attacking cars with umbrellas. But you could have done a little bit better job, for one, not hiring that guy, because he was 22 hours of Britney Spears' life. Britney Spears is 34. That was 22 hours. No one really knows what's going on. We have an idea. But no. But the movie itself just seems like they are trying to make Britney look bad. Because it's chronicling her relationship with Justin, her parents' divorce, which I didn't know her parents were divorced. So, that's sad. Her shaving her head, which in there was the marriage. Then her fall from grace with the whole, I'm going to keep my kids in the bathroom and hold them hostage kind of situation, which ended up getting her psychiatric help. Then going to rise above to where she is now, which her comeback album, Glory, which she never really left. But let's be real, Glory is a better album than what Britney Jean was. We don't talk about Britney Jean. Britney Jean's kind of like that stepsister that we keep in the basement and sometimes we bring out because the only one good song on there was the lead single, Work Bitch. That was the only one, pretty much. Perfume was okay. It wasn't great, it was okay. The music video could have made it better. But yeah, so, and keeping on the train wreck thing, let's talk about politics. Because this week, we experienced the first of 3 presidential debates. Well, I did not watch it. The internet watched it for me. And the gist I got from it was that it's a big, humongous train wreck. Not as big as the Britney Spears movie where it's a dumpster fire train wreck, but just enough to where it's a little bit of everything. Like I said, I did not watch it. So this is the rundown that I got from it. It was a big joke. No one took it seriously. Donald Trump kept sniffling the entire time. So I believe that he was doing coke in his dressing room before the debate, which makes so much more sense. Because the hair is from coke. That's how it's like that. He's all coked up. Between spray tan and coke, that's why that hair is just like that way. But if you need 2 clear-cut reasons why not to vote for either of them, this is my reasoning for them. So please take this as a little help to influence you. But please just make sure you vote. You don't vote for Hillary because she wears pantsuits, and no president of this country, which is a fashion-forward country, should be wearing pantsuits. Pantsuits were never in. Pantsuits will never be in. It's like a fanny pack, which we're not going to touch that one. And then Donald Trump, just don't vote for him because of hair. Who wants to see that on pictures? We already have to be forced to see it, so why force ourselves to watch even more of it? Just let the thing go. If he fixes his hair, okay. Besides his personality, his attitude, what comes out of his mouth, his publicist must have a brilliant job. I don't know how or why he would need one, because it doesn't seem like they're helping. Because he just looks more and more stupid every time he talks. And on that note, we'll be right back after this word from our sponsor. Why, hello there. I bet you thought this would be a break from having to listen to my voice. Sorry to burst your bubble. This is actually where a sponsor would advertise in this podcast. Since I don't have any sponsors, I thought I would share with you a product that will bring all the frat boys to the yard. Bailey Bows. They help women become the women that the media presents them to be. So instead of sitting home on a Friday night, put on your Bailey Bow and you will become a dangerous woman. I bought 4 for my friends, and they are no longer crazy cat ladies. So get your Bailey Bows today, and you might even get a free copy of Bailey Bows' Best Bibble in the Bay Area. Bailey Bows. Make sure your frat boys love them. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that break, because on that commercial break, my soul was stepped on and crushed. Because I found out that there's people in this world that do not like the music of S Club 7. I know. You're as shocked as I am. S Club 7, for those of you who don't know, and if you don't know, then you need to educate yourself on classical pop music of the 90s. British pop music was a British pop band that had a TV show, and they sang wonderful tunes about reaching for the stars. How there's ain't no party like an S Club party, which we still do not know what an S Club party is, but we all want to attend one. And how we could bring it all back, but yet there are people that don't like them. Why? Why is this? My soul is crushed and my faith in humanity is down. People, we need to educate them on what S Club 7 is and how great their music is. Because S Club 7 was the best 90s group of mixed gender from Britain in the 90s. I said 90s twice because that's how passionate I feel. Such sad. This is where our country's going to. Well, we do not respect popular music of the 90s. Next, you're going to tell me that no one likes the music of Smash Mouth. Okay, no one really does like the music of Smash Mouth, but that's not the point. Please listen to S Club 7 music and teach people that don't know about them the light of S Club 7. Because together we can make S Club 7 happen. And make America musically better in taste again. Yes, I just stole that from Donald Trump. Because that's how I feel about S Club 7. So now we're going to move on to something a little bit less depressing. And by depressing, I mean not talking about the fact that there's people that don't like S Club 7. So we're going to talk about profile pictures in this week's edition of Social Media Corner, where I help you become a better social mediaist. And yes, I just made up that word, social mediaist. You're welcome for the lingo. Okay, so when you get your profile picture, just remember a picture's worth 1,000 words. It's very cliche and very old. But your profile picture shouldn't be. You want to keep it up to date constantly. You don't want to oversaturate your profile with profile pictures, because that just makes you look desperate. You want to make it look like you are a fun person that does not like to take pictures of yourself often. So you want to be a little bit modest. When you're taking your picture, you want to make sure that you literally have clothes on. I know what you're thinking. And yes, this should be a common thing that you do when you take pictures. But this day and age, you can never be too sure. There are plenty of pictures going around the internet of nude people and taking profile-style pictures. Just look at Anthony Weiner. Actually don't, because he's probably naked. No one wants to see that. But you want to make sure you have a shirt on, or that if you're a girl, your girls are covered. Because that makes you look a little bit trashy. And you don't want to be trashy. You want to be fun, but not trashy. If you can find a happy medium between trashy fun, then okay, that's a little bit acceptable. But you just don't want to be trashy. You also don't want to do the duck lips, because you can't talk with the duck lips, and your lips are not constantly stuck like that because your name's not Mick Jagger. And if your name is Mick Jagger and you're listening to this, thank you for listening, and I'm sorry if that was offensive. Also, you want to make sure that your mirror is as clean as you are. Because if you're taking a mirror picture, no one likes to see a dirty mirror. That makes you look like you are unkept. And unkept people don't have friends, and they don't go out, and then they talk to cats that become their friends, and other things occur that I cannot talk about because this is a family show. Slightly family show. You also don't want to make yourself look unrealistic, so do not go with any of the Snapchat filters. You do not want to Facetune yourself, and you do not want to Photoshop yourself. Unless it's, not editing your actual look. So, if you have freckles on your face, do not Photoshop out your freckles. You can add a little bit of lighting to effects and stuff like that. That's totally fine. You just don't want to change your overall appearance, because then when they come to talk to you or meet you, then they will think that you are a fake person, and that is called catfishing. Catfishing is not a good term. And no, it does not involve the actual fishing with a cat fish. No, it's totally separate. It's pretty much putting up a fake picture and then getting someone to like you, and then you either A, extort them for money, or B, you fall in love and then they meet with you, and then you're not likely what they expected. And then it's a whole TV show on MTV. Never seen it, but I heard it's good. You also want to make sure that you kind of look like you have friends. So I recommend, if you don't have friends, get with a group of people that you don't know at a club, or just out in a group setting, and just ask to take a picture with them. Explain why. They might think you're weird, but they might also feel sorry for you. So that's when you just take a picture, and then you make sure you tag them. You can make a fake profile names. No one's ever gonna know. But the key is to make sure you tag them, because when you tag them, then the person will know which one is which. So when they see your picture, they know what they're getting themselves into. And that sounded less dirty in my head. And on that note, we're gonna end this week's Social Media Corner. If you have any questions on social media, please make sure that you let us know. I will happily answer any questions that you have on social media, because I want you to be the best social mediaist you can be. Now, we're also going to get back to a little depressing note, because it's become very apparent recently that One Direction is never going to get back together. We all thought it was going to happen. It's kind of like the Jonas Brothers breakup, which that hit fans very hard. On a scale of 1 to 10, I think the Jonas Brothers and the One Direction announcement that they're going to take a break, was like the closest we're going to get to people crying hysterically over nothing. But Harry Styles did an interview stating that they were all very happy with their solo stuff. And then today we just had Niall release his first ever solo single, which is the first of the 4. I don't count Zayn, because Zayn left the group before they actually split up. And while his stuff is actually rather good, Niall's was very impressive. So now we're going to go segue into a review of Niall's music, which we will not play on here because that's copyrighted. And I'm already borderlining the copyright laws anyways. So the single is called This Town, and it's actually a rather good song. It is pretty much an acoustic song that talks about a girl, like every good song these days does. And the lyrics are actually on the single cover, which is very impressive. So you can read along slightly, except for Niall's on the front of it, like literally dead center in the single cover. Like no one knows what his name is because he kind of was overshadowed by Harry Styles the entire time. So this is his coming out party. But the song's actually really good. I am very impressed with it. It works with his voice. But it's out now on Apple Music, that kind of stuff. It's rather good. I give it 4 One Direction members out of 5, because that's how many were left over after Zayn left. And we all remember what happened when Zayn left. Pretty much the internet went into a frenzy. Did you know that 1 in 5 people wear leggings as pants? Leggings as pants. It's an epidemic that is taking the nation by storm and is forcing many pairs of jeans to go homeless. Homeless. Every time you choose to pick leggings over jeans, they begin to cry. Jeans have feelings too. Have you ever seen a pair of jeans cry? I haven't, because I chose to wear jeans instead of leggings. And it's not because of social standards. Men can wear leggings too. So the next time you think about picking comfortable leg wear, remember the pain you just caused those jeans. Don't do it. Don't wear leggings as pants. So I'm not really sure what that is. I just know that I can't top that. So this will do it for this week's edition of the Pop Project with Steven Kaufman. You're welcome for whatever that was. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at Steven_Kaufman, and follow the blog version of the Pop Project with Steven Kaufman at www.thepopprojectwithstevenkaufman.com. It's a mouthful. Until next time, I'm Steven Kaufman. Good night and have a pleasant tomorrow. May the odds be ever in your favor.